Good evening, you're watching Just the News. I'm Amata Balachandra. We start off today's bulletin with a case that's coming from Hyderabad. The trigger warning for people who are watching right now. The next piece of information is extremely disturbing. So if you would want to not watch it, please don't. Hyderabad police have arrested 3 out of 5 people in connection with a 17-year-old girl's gang rape case. Now, according to the police, 2 other teenagers are absconding. Now, the survivor was said to be attending a college party hosted by her friends, where she is said to have met the alleged perpetrators. Now, 2 of the accused are adults and 3 of them are juveniles. Now, according to a report by NDTV, one of the accused is the son of a local leader of TRS party. Now, the police have identified all 5 based on the CCTV footage available and the statement of the survivor. To give you a context, a minor girl who was returning home after a party was gang raped in Hyderabad's Jubilee Hills area last Saturday. The girl's family members grew suspicious after noticing injuries on her neck and then registered a complaint. Moving on from the story now on to Kanpur violence. Now, 36 people have been arrested after violence erupted in UP's Kanpur against the alleged comments made about Prophet Muhammad by Bharatiya Janata Party's national spokesperson Nupur Sharma. Now, the spokesperson had made the remarks during a TV news debate. The police have registered 3 cases against more than 500 people, and this is according to the Additional Commissioner of Police Law and Order, who told PTI that the police have registered 3 cases. Heavy security have been deployed in the city as well. Now, videos on social media showed people hurling stones at each other. Moving on, India's drug regulator has cleared biological E's COVID-19 vaccine Corbevax for a booster dose for those 18 and above. Now, it can be administered for people 6 months after they have taken the primary 2 doses of either Covaxin or Covishield for restricted use in emergency situation. Now, the drug regulator had given emergency use authorization to Corbevax for children between 5 and 12 years of ages in April. Until then, the vaccine was administered to those in the 12 to 14 age group. In the meantime, following the controversy by Indigo, where it had denied boarding to a specially abled passenger who, according to them, was visibly in panic, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation has now issued draft rules for onboarding persons with disabilities or special needs. Now, it's said that if an airline feels a specially abled passenger's health is likely to deteriorate during a flight, it must consult a doctor at the airport and take appropriate call on whether boarding should be denied to the flyer or not. Now, it also said that, and I quote, "Airlines shall not refuse carriage of any person on the basis of disability," end quote. However, these are just draft rules. The regulator has asked the public to send in their comments about these rules by the 2nd of July, after which final rules will be notified. Now, the DGCA has also imposed a fine of 5 lakh rupees on Indigo post that incident. Moving on, according to a report by PTI, a sessions court in Gujarat's Mehsana on Friday granted bail to independent MLA Jignesh Mevani and 9 others in a case pertaining to holding a rally without police permission in 2017. Now, the court has directed them not to leave Gujarat without its permission. Meanwhile, some tragic news coming in from UP. 9 people have died and at least 15 have been injured after a fire broke out at a chemical factory in Uttar Pradesh's Hapur district. Police and firefighters have rushed to the spot, which is about 60 kilometers from Delhi. Now, the rescue operations are currently underway. In the meantime, according to the Jammu and Kashmir police, a Hizbul Mujahideen commander was killed in an overnight encounter in South Kashmir's Anantnag district. Now, 3 soldiers and a civilian were injured. Moving on to environment news right now, and this is on the heatwave conditions in India. According to IMD, parts of northwest, central and east India will be experiencing heatwave conditions in the next 2 to 3 days. The IMD has also added that the national capital is likely to witness clear skies in the day and heatwave conditions are expected at a few places. Moving on to business news, the centre has approved an interest rate of 8.1% on employee provident fund deposits for 2021 to 22. Now, it is the lowest since 4 decades. In 1977 to 78, it was 8%. The APFO had cut interest rate on employees provident fund to 8.1% in March. Now, the centre has approved it. On to international news, coming in from Sri Lanka. India has delivered 3.3 tons of medical supplies to Sri Lanka amid a severe economic crisis. Now, in the last few months, India has extended assistance of about $2.5 billion to Sri Lanka, including credit facilities for fuel and food. There's massive economic crisis in Sri Lanka that it's battling, and it's the worst ever since its independence. Moving on to sports news that's just come in. World number one Iga Swiatek has defeated Coco Gauff 6-1, 6-3 to win the French Open. Now, this is a second French Open women's singles title. Swiatek had lifted her first French Open title back in 2020. One more piece of good news before we wrap things up here on this bulletin. Olympian Anjum Moudgil has won a silver medal in 50-meter rifle 3 positions women at ISSF Shooting World Cup 2022 in Baku on Friday. Anjum lost 12-16 in gold medal match against her Denmark contender. With this, India's medal tally at the event is now 3. That brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.